8 signs of vitamin B12 deficiency and their causes. Hey Hapthies! Today's video is all about vitamin B12 and its essential role in the proper functioning of our bodies. Vitamin B12 is not a naturally produced nutrient in the human body, so we must rely on our diet for its intake and avoid being deficient. As we age, our bodies find it harder to properly absorb this important water-soluble vitamin. Combined with the fact that it is often overlooked, this unfortunately makes deficiency a common problem in most elderly people. Vitamin B12 is essential in the production of red blood cells and DNA, and also ensures the proper function of the nervous system. Most of the symptoms caused by this deficiency are a direct result of lack of healthy red blood cells. Red blood cells play a crucial role of delivering oxygen to various organs in the body. This is critical to proper organ and body function. Studies say that a staggering 40% of Americans suffer from vitamin B12 deficiency. They also linked being deficient to conditions like chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Often, a deficiency in vitamin B12 can result in some telltale psychological and physical symptoms that can help identify the condition and be treated with medical help. Please stay tuned till the end for an informative bonus fact, but for now, let's get into some of the signs of vitamin B12 deficiency. Pale or jaundiced skin. If you have developed a yellowish complexion, it may be a sign of vitamin B12 deficiency. Jaundice is a condition that causes your skin to become pale and the whites in your eyes to turn yellow. This is caused by a lack of red blood cell production due to a deficiency of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 plays a crucial role in the manufacturing of DNA, which is needed to produce red blood cells. A lack of it results in the instructions of producing these cells being incomplete, and they are unable to divide. This causes the red blood cells in your bone marrow to be large and fragile, and is called megaloblastic anemia. These red blood cells are so large that they are unable to pass into your circulatory system, causing your skin to have a yellow appearance. Since these cells are also very fragile, they tend to break down easy and cause an excess of bilirubin. This also has a negative impact on your complexion. Weakness and fatigue. Feeling tired and unable to stay awake is an often overlooked symptom of vitamin B12 deficiency. This happens when there is a lack of red blood cells that carry oxygen to the various parts of the body. Since this megaloblastic anemia starves the body of oxygen, the result is constant weakness and fatigue. In senior citizens, these symptoms often show up due to an autoimmune disorder called pernicious anemia. People suffering from this illness are unable to properly produce a valuable protein known as the intrinsic factor. This protein has the crucial job of binding with vitamin B12 in your gut so that the body can properly absorb it. This process is important for avoiding deficiency. While a lot of factors can cause fatigue, if you constantly feel tired, even after getting 8 hours of sleep every day, it can be a major sign of vitamin B12 deficiency. Tingling in the hands or feet. One of the most concerning signs of vitamin B12 deficiency is long-term nerve damage. This happens because vitamin B12 plays an important role in the proper functioning of the nervous system, and a lack of it can risk the development of nerve conduction issues and nerve damage. Vitamin B12 has a major part in the functioning of metabolic pathway that produces a fatty substance known as myelin. Myelin forms a protective coating around the nerves, providing insulation and protection and helping them transmit sensations. A lack of myelin can leave the nerves exposed and vulnerable to damage. Research shows that neurological issues stemming from vitamin B12 deficiency commonly occur with anemia. Also, these sensations of tingling most commonly occur in the peripheral nerves found in the hands and feet. Disturbed vision. In some cases, vitamin B12 deficiency can cause blurry or disturbed vision. This occurs when prolonged lack of vitamin B12 in the body results in nerve damage in the optic system. This disturbance can lead to the disruption of nerve signals that carry images from your eyes to the brain. This disorder is called optic neuropathy and causes various types of vision impairments, such as double vision and blurry vision. In extreme cases, deficiency of the vitamin can cause a complete blockage of the blood vessels in the retina, resulting in total vision loss. While these symptoms may sound scary, they can usually be reversed with the proper medication, so it's important not to self-diagnose and see a medical professional immediately. Glossitis and mouth ulcers. Being starved of oxygen due to lack of vitamin B12 also has negative effects on the tongue and mouth. Glossitis is a medical term used to describe an inflamed tongue. This condition makes your tongue change color and shape, making it feel raw, painful, and swollen. Glossitis can have a negative impact on the way you eat and talk. The inflammation may cause your tongue to have a smooth appearance. This is because the tiny bumps containing taste buds on the surface of your tongue have all been stretched flat and are unable to properly function. Studies have linked having an inflamed tongue with long liaisons to an early warning sign of vitamin B12 deficiency. Some other symptoms that could occur due to being deficient are mouth ulcers, tingling, burning, and itching sensations on the tongue. Changes in mobility. If left untreated, the peripheral nerve damage caused by a deficiency of vitamin B12 can significantly alter your ability to walk and move. It can mess with your cognitive sense of balance and coordination, making you more prone to falling. These problems are most commonly observed in older people suffering from undiagnosed vitamin B12 deficiency, as the risk of being deficient drastically increases above the age of 60. In extreme cases, the numbness from the nerve damage can make it hard for people to walk without support. It can also cause degradation in your reflexes and muscle strength. While it is usually linked with older people, it can also occur in young adults who are severely deficient. Shortness of breath. If you develop anemia due to low levels of vitamin B12, there is a chance that you may experience breathing problems like shortness of breath and even dizziness, especially when exerting physical effort. This is all connected to the lack of oxygen being circulated in your body. Having a healthy environment for red blood cells to flourish is important for the body to feel energetic and strong. Vitamin B12 is crucial to this process. Along with shortness of breath, deficiency in the vitamin also results in a higher heartbeat due to identical reasons. Anemia forces the heart to work harder in an attempt to push more oxygenated blood around the body. This ensures that every system and organ in the body gets enough oxygen to keep functioning. Depression. People suffering from a vitamin B12 deficiency often report changes in mood and brain disorders like depression and dementia. It is theorized that a lack of the vitamin can cause excessive production of a brain chemical called homocysteine. High levels of this chemical can cause interference of signals to and from your brain, resulting in sudden changes in mood. There are, thankfully, studies that suggest proper medication and supplements which can reverse these effects. A person's mental well-being is something that should be approached with extreme caution and care. Depression is a dangerous disorder, and if you've noticed any symptoms, it is of the utmost importance that you seek help immediately. Causes. Now that we've discussed some of the biggest symptoms, it is also important to talk about some of the things that cause them. It may not matter if you consume enough vitamin B12 through your diet if your gut is unable to properly absorb it. There are certain disorders which can cause this problem, and they include Crohn's disease, celiac disease, atrophic gastritis, and pernicious anemia. Certain circumstances can make a person more vulnerable to a deficiency. Some of the main ones are being older, consuming a vegetarian or vegan diet, taking an antacid medication for prolonged periods, and surgeries that affect the stomach and proper functioning of the digestive system. Treatment and prevention. While consuming a well-balanced diet is usually enough for most people to get sufficient amounts of vitamin B12, people who do not can turn to supplements that are easily available at most drugstores and online. Vitamin B12 is one of the essential nutrients contained in a wide majority of multivitamins. They can be ingested orally through tablets that dissolve when placed under the tongue, or injections if required. Injections only become an option if you're not able to properly absorb the vitamin otherwise. Since every human body is unique in its needs, a doctor is best suited to advise on the dietary and lifestyle changes needed to prevent a deficiency. As promised, it is time for us to show our appreciation and share with you a bonus fact about vitamin B12. It is said that vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin, is the largest and most complex vitamin in existence. There are a very limited number of organisms that can naturally produce this vitamin. There are certain bacteria that grow on plants that animals consume, which produce this vitamin. When consumed by the animal, they become a permanent fixture in its gut ecosystem. This is why consuming meat is one of the primary ways us humans can consume the vitamin. It is also found in abundance in dairy products, such as yogurt, cheese, and milk. If you are on a pescatarian diet, you're in luck because fish and shellfish like tuna, salmon, trout, and clams are all rich in vitamin B12. As you can tell by now, the body depends on vitamin B12 for a lot of things, and having a deficiency can manifest in several ways. The most recurring cause of symptoms seems to be the restricted production of red blood cells. This means the body is constantly starved of oxygen. One of the main ways to fight this deficiency is to make major changes to your diet. While it may seem like a hassle to keep track of your nutritional intake every day, it will not only help with the deficiency, healthy eating habits lead to a happy you. As always, you can always consult with a nutritionist to make your life easier when it comes to diet changes. It is also important to consult a doctor to avoid long-term problems like nerve damage.